Excellent.
Yeah.
Anything you'd do differently in your career? If you could go back.
If there was a magic pill, we're asking you all the good questions, right?
Yeah, well,
was a
no,
magic
one
pill.
thing I would have liked to enjoy it a little bit more.
Just like be present.
It felt like a war to me. It just felt like it was just a...
But that's competition, like the nature of competition, right?
Yeah, but
like, this is the enemy.
Yeah, and I don't think these days guys are doing it easier. I feel like they're doing it easier.
Now,
What do you mean?
What do you reckon? Okay, sorry, you go first.
I just feel like it's not hard to watch Hawthorn or Richmond in the last few years when they were winning premierships and guys smiling and getting it done really well. But the one thing they had that we didn't have, and especially Richmond, was probably a really good... the clubs, they've got some really good people behind them. So that probably gives them more confidence, whereas we had 4 or 5 coaches through an 11-year period. So maybe that was probably one thing that we weren't able to get, that sustained, constant confidence that everything was on track. And we were always seemingly having to reinvent ourselves with a new coach or a new year. So, but that's probably the one thing I would have liked to just look like I was enjoying it more. Now, we enjoyed ourselves off the field. We had a ball. But while football was on,
It was
it
serious.
felt like it would have been nice to have a bit more fun. But I've seen some photos the last few days of Richo and Brendan Gale's about to finish up at Richmond, and we've been throwing some photos around of past times, and there's some great photos there that they're away in London or at Brendan's place in Sorrento, and we look really happy. Like, I'm just thinking, oh my God, look how happy I was. But when I was training or playing footy, it just seemed really hard. Yeah. So, but we had a ball.
Do you think it's? How do you see the game now comparatively to when you were playing?
Yeah.
Better, worse,
Do you know
faster,
what?
slower?
I'm loving watching it because there's gears, there's control. They slow it down, they go fast. And I've done a little bit of coaching at Werribee the last 5 years. I'm having a year off this year.
Yeah.
I just love the skill aspect of it, and I love the strategy of it at the moment. So I really enjoy it. I'm loving looking at Hawthorn, how they're opening the field up. So for me personally, it's a bit like my business. I'm looking for ways of how different everyone's doing it, how the leaders are actually doing it.
That's right.
But I really enjoy it at the moment. It's hard, it's tough.
I'm talking about that the other day. It's like you're seeing some people do some stuff. And you're like, I'm better than them, but they're killing it at the moment. What's the gap there? Like, what's the difference? Where are the winners? And then you look at the guys that are absolutely killing it. Like, well, what's the gap? What's the difference? What needs to change? What do you need to study? What do you need to surround yourself with? And I think that's important too in business and in life. You've always got to look, and it was great that you reached out to, say, your Crawfords and all those types of guys. And then even with in business now, reaching out to other people. I think it's really important that you just stop and ask yourself that sometimes, and go, who do I need to connect with? Yeah, but even it could be a check-in with a business partner or with a friend or colleague.
With yourself.
But with yourself, that's, I think, the biggest one. I walked to work this morning, and it's about a 20-minute walk. It's not far. But I love it because it gives me time just to think about shit. That 20 minutes in the morning is very powerful for me because I walk to work, I'm like, okay, cool. What can I do here? What can I do there? What if I did this? What if I did that? What if I call this person? What if I connect there? And those conversations, I think, are really powerful sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm very similar. I go to the gym and do a walk, run on the treadmill, which I've never been able to do, but I got two replacement knees about 2 years ago from footy. So I'm back on the treadmill, do my weights, and then I do a sauna. So I've got a really good habit. If I don't do that, I'm in all sorts. I feel like I can't concentrate. But also, if I feel bad, if I'm in a really bad space where I guess a lot of people might go to bed, they're not feeling great, I'll go to the gym and get that out of the way. And then all of a sudden I take a deep breath and off we go. So that's, I think that's really important to do that. And yeah,
absolutely. Well, no one does a workout and feels shit after it.
No, they don't, do you? You just got to get to that point of getting it done, and then all of a sudden, so I don't know how we got onto that, but I guess that's just habits.
But that's the thing, though. It's business and life. Yeah. It's kind of one and the same.
Yeah.
People would always try and separate the two, but they shouldn't. They're a blended aspect of your life.
Yeah, definitely. So so there you go.
So AFL, pubs, consulting, now construction software.
Yep, construction software.
What's next?
That's it. Well, no, when I say that, I'll never, I'm working, this is our company, we're going forever here.
So
it's an amazing business where one thing is we're bringing on, we're helping companies, and they won't go anywhere unless someone maybe collapses in a few years, whatever. But this is recurring income. We're building we're custom building for these clients as well. So this is every time we bring on a client each month, they're staying with us, which is an amazing, I guess, model to have. Where
Yeah,
you basically-
100% retention or very close to.
and then
quite great. Yeah.
So for me, we're just bringing great clients on, great people, understanding, and we're actually listening to the market. We're listening to our builders. They're smarter than us in building. So if we don't listen to them, we are crazy.
That's right. It's at the end of the day, you got to give people. Like I'm a big believer in employing your weaknesses, but also listening to experts. Like get the best person in for that job, and that's why I got you in after we spoke. And you were credit to you.
Yeah.
You could have very easily. You were saying you were chasing me for 6 months.
I think I was. Yeah.
And it's like, hey George, love your stuff, love to connect. And I'm like, okay, Nick. And I'm like, oh fuck, I got to call him. I got to call.
Yeah.
And I was just so busy at that time. You just called me probably at the worst time. That every time I went to go speak to you, and I did respond a couple of times, saying, let's do this day.
No, we tried, but you're right.
But you're persistent enough to keep going, and then that's resulted in now collaboration to where we are today.
Definitely, and I think I could feel that was going to happen. Even watching you work on Saturday, I was like, oh, this is, I just felt like it was the right thing to do. You know what I mean? Like we can work really well in that way. So, but yeah, it was definitely something that, if you feel that it's the right thing, you got to go for it, don't you? To be honest,
I couldn't agree more.
Trust your gut.
But don't go for everything. You just got to pick and choose which ones. So,
Are you going to look at going international as well?
Well, the thought's there because it's there. Well, if Procore and Builder Training can come over here, why can't we go over there? There's obviously gaps everywhere. So, but our system, for instance, is very simple. It works well. So it would work anywhere. Yeah. And it's obviously there's different language in some of the way, I guess, whether the US or New Zealand, but there's not much difference in how construction's done at the end of the day. So we'll get hold of our area here. And I think we're talking about, our builders. We've got a great, there's a crew, Turn Group, Harry and Lachlan, they're Turn Group in Melbourne, and they're doing some great things. Now, there's some really smart guys who are teaching us what they want in their software. Now, we've built our system, but they're helping us build in some areas to help them. So,
which will in turn help others.
Yeah, and that's something I'm really excited about is connecting with these smart builders out there who are coming with us, and we're not stubborn where a lot of the software out there is plug and play. You get in there and you can fit your business in it and that's it, but don't come back to me. There'll be issues with it. So I'm feeling quite excited by that and learning from some really smart construction guys out there. So
you guys customize it to fit directly whatever they do. Like that business, that structure, you're like, cool, we'll make this.
We are doing that. We've done that with the cost plus model, and we've worked with Turn Group guys to do that, to make sure we understand what they want. There's and we've got commercial builders, residential, we've got landscapers, we've got developers on at the moment.
So it works also for construction companies, like a carpenter. Could a carpenter?
It does, yeah. Well, carpenter who's probably working in commercial should use it because they can get their payments and their claims in time and get something where they're probably notorious for not having great paperwork as far as. And it's good for a subcontractor if you're up against a big builder and you don't get your payments in time, you won't get paid. So if you can have a system that helps you get all your claims and variations in time and up to date, you'll get paid when you can. Otherwise, they use an excuse and go, oh, sorry, you didn't get everything into me by the 15th of this month. You don't get paid. The poor guys don't get paid. So that's where our system can help subcontractors be better organised so they're up to date with the builders. I think that's another area of our business that we're pushing. So, but I mean, that's, the software is where I'm going. I love the footy, watch it. If you ask me, software or football, I mean, footy to me, at the way it's going, would be great to be involved in it, but I've got some great memories of it.
That's good.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here, or if you want to watch the full episode, you can click over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.